episode 19. And yes, you are looking at all three of us in one room. And this is not AI. This is not digitally created. This is IRL. You know what that means?
In real life.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go.
Exactly. In real life, we are at a conference room in West Chicago, Illinois. In fact, we're in the Pantone room. And the walls are painted Cloud Dancer white.
Are they actually?
I don't know.
I didn't know if that was like a feature of the Pantone room that they had to be like
Every
year it gets repainted.
The first thing you asked me is it sponsored by
By
Pantone?
Pantone.
Which
Yeah.
would be brilliant. So I think,
we're just trendsetters.
well, marketing
I feel
department's right out here. So I feel like we can make this happen.
actually, all of the rooms over the last 5 years, we found like it just happens to be one of the Pantone colors of the year, just because we're that much of trendsetters.
Wow.
Yeah, we've just like
But you named a room Pantone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know. It is a little bit weird, but it's marketing, and marketing does that weird stuff. They tell stories. But gentlemen, it is damn good to be in the same room together.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like the squad is back together, and we have not been together. We have not been together on a podcast for a few weeks.
yeah.
We've been doing
hit or
duo
miss.
casts.
Yeah.
I think that's my fault. Okay, I think I'm the
No,
No.
1 week was you and me.
Yeah. Remember I wasn't on that?
Oh, yeah. I
Well, what's been going on? Seriously. Like, what?
Well, hey, first off, I think this needs to be addressed. It's nice to be out of this, man.
That's true. That's true. I'm not seeing the
I don't look like-
rafters above your head.
Alex always compares it to, she goes, when I see you on videos, you look like you're being held hostage by Al Qaeda in a cave.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm like, okay, that's dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no,
Are they even a thing anymore?
I don't know.
I might have to Google that.
Who knows?
Don't put that little piece on Instagram short or YouTube shorts. That's probably not going to help our
Viewership.
Yeah.
Numbers. No, but
you never know.
things are good. I have been in the one place for several weeks. You guys have been traveling,
It's true.
or on vacation.
Yeah.
So last week was spring break for us. I took Thursday, went to the pool.
Cool.
Was it warm enough for the pool?
How'd you get into the pool? They're not even open.
Oh,
No,
indoor pool.
Elgin, the community center,
Alright.
has like a pool and a little I would call it a water park, but it's a
slide.
pool with a slide.
Does it have a climbing wall that goes into the water?
No, but they have a climbing wall separate. But the slide wasn't on.
So you couldn't use it.
No, but
Or you
it's kind
stuck? Did you
no.
get stuck when you tried to go down the
no,
slide?
it's like for tots when they don't turn it on. So we went to the pool. That was spring break, our big travel.
Okay.
We went to the pool.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Interesting. Yeah, and we did spring break, but we did go out of town for spring break.
Yeah, you had the best of everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, for
But it's also the easiest to travel with teenagers.
Florida.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to take teenagers in.
Hmm.
I don't know. But you guys.
I did that. We did like a staycation in Chicagoland.
Okay.
So
Did everyone have
Did you
fun?
go somewhere though?
Chicago.
Yeah, but you
Like,
didn't.
we stayed in Chicago. Like
Did
on
you
the
stay in your
Magnificent
house
Mile.
the whole time?
No. We stayed in a
Oh.
hotel. We stayed in a hotel 3 nights.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
we did some nice dinners. We went to a Blackhawks game.
Did you
Oh,
take
that's
kids?
cool.
You took kids?
Took the kids. Took the
Did the Hawks win?
no, they lost. They lost
That's
in
wow.
like
That's
sudden
pretty good.
death overtime. Right,
Oh.
which was sort of a letdown because none of us really knew. Like,
Shootout? Do they still do shootout?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like
Okay.
the first sudden death is like first to score.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I think they like, so it's like, oh, overtime,
Mhm.
5-minute clock. You're expecting like a whole thing, and then the other team within like 15 seconds scored.
Just scored, and it was like,
Yeah, and then everyone's
all right,
like-
everybody
And,
leave.
like let down, and everyone left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I never.
Sometimes I feel like overtime is like, I'll be honest, I love live sports, but by that point, I'm usually tired and kind of done. So if the game goes into overtime, everyone's like, free baseball or free basketball. And I'm like, it's past my bedtime.
Baseball's really long. I mean,
Whoa,
Get out of
whoa,
here.
whoa.
but like I thought the hockey was pretty entertaining, and it didn't
Hockey's great.
seem too long. I think hockey probably makes more money from selling the food and alcohol because they have 2 20-minute breaks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Right,
you're
so
right.
you get 2 halftimes.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you're
which,
right.
which
They
so then
figured it
everyone leaves and like everyone's stocking up.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. Although I did have trouble finding my parking spot because I was like, I trying to be proactive. I bought a parking spot when I got
spot
the
here?
tickets. Yeah, no, through the ticket.
Oh,
thing.
Love
got
the
it.
spot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, we're getting close to like leaving. I'm trying to figure out how much time we need. And
Yeah.
I'm part of like this Malcolm X lot. So I look up Malcolm X near the United Center. There isn't any option.
Right.
Where's this lot? Right. So
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out where the lot is. So like we're going like crap. So then I go to like the first main lot, which
Yeah.
is where you
Yeah.
think I'm like, oh, is this the Malcolm X? They just, oh no, No, you got to go all the way around.
Around all United Center. It's on
It's in
the
the
other
corner
side.
over there.
Oh.
So then I'm driving around. I ask someone, nope, you got to still go. And then I like get to a lot and I
Please
pull
tell me you
in.
got back to the first guy. And
No,
it's like, it's right here.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was another lot. And I'm like, hey, is this the Malcolm X lot? And the guy's like, no, it's not. And then I said some words that my kids thought were super funny, not super appropriate words. And the guy's like, oh, that's okay. Actually, though, like, this is sort of the same thing. I'll let you in, but then now, like, my kids are like, oh, you remember that time that dad
This is a story
told this guy F me, you know? And I'm like, just leave it alone.
The problem was he did not park in the Mountain Max lot. His car was towed. So after the game, when he went to find his car, they were like, yeah, your car's not here. I don't know who let you park here. Right. They're like, that guy, he was really cool. They're like, he doesn't work for us.
They were like,
I don't even know that guy. Yeah, he owns a tow company.
That did not. The car was there, but it was kind of a bit of a hassle finding the car.
Sounds a little sketchy.
It was a little bit, finding the right.
Amazing, right? Shout out to Spot Hero. You could use Spot Hero. They send you GPS directions to your spot, and they totally take care of you.
That's actually my negative shout out. Is it Seth's experience? I almost had a similar one with the Monster Jam.
Yeah.
When I bought my tickets, they were like, buy parking, like fix your problems. So I did. And day of, I went to look at it, and it was sold to me as like lot parking around Allstate Arena, which is big enough for a Monster Jam event to house everybody. Yeah. This parking was like a mile away at a hotel. Yeah, what they charged me for.
It's like so then 20-minute walk.
We're heading out the door, and I wrote down a message, and I was like, it says event parking, like event venue parking.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the event venue. They gave me my money back though. But like, I feel like the upcharged parking is never as good as just going out and finding it.
Just find the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then they'll usually give you a map so you can see, I'm close.
I was worried about it being like packed and us like not getting there on time and then having to like drive around.
Was it packed?
See, I always buy parking ahead of time, but now I've just been converted to Spot Hero.
Yeah.
This episode is not sponsored by Spot Hero, although it could be. Spot Hero, if you're listening, you could sponsor this.
They sent me a check.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow, they could sponsor our new logo that you see behind Mason's head. We spent some time working on this to try to set the stage in person here in the Pantone room. And if it's like a lot of whiteboards here in the office, that might be up there for like 2 months.
Could be.
Everyone will be like, I wonder why that's still there.
Everyone on audio only is like, I need to see a screenshot of this logo. It's not good. Don't worry.
It's amazing. All right, topic 1. I thought we could spend this episode talking about spring. Just spring in general, the season, not the single machine. Because we have had some cold days up here in the Midwest. We've had some really cold days. In fact, I think it might have snowed in Cleveland a couple of days ago, but weather's starting to turn. I know that definitely down south, I've heard reports that it's been pretty hot. Had some really warm weather down south, and Mother's Day is a month away. So remember that for everyone with a mom. 1 month and 1 day is Mother's Day from when we're recording this. So the 10th of, 10th of May? I think May 10th is, everybody knows.
Yeah.
But spring is the busiest time of year for most people in our industry, or a lot of people in our industry. As we've discussed, all three of us have spent plenty of 60-hour plus weeks at garden centers in the insanity of spring. But for our current jobs, I was wondering, like, what does spring look like at your current job? Because we're not working retail anymore. And I've always thought, well, it's weird that like 3/4 of our industry is insane right now. But for years, I haven't been. But currently what I do is like, I think it's fun to see the finished crop pictures coming in, like seeing what's happening, hearing from garden centers reporting in. Like Chris Beatty's does that weekly report every year. I love seeing how garden centers are doing in the spring, hearing products sell through. Growers are theoretically making money in the spring, right? You're selling wholesale product in the spring, so money's coming in. And then I guess in my day-to-day, I got to start talking about mums here soon, which is kind of crazy. So I don't know. Spring is an interesting time of year. I like seeing the reports. I like hearing from people. I like social media in the spring for our industry.
That question makes me feel kind of guilty though, because so much. I mean, we've all worked at garden centers, and we know like how insanely busy it gets, and now we're kind of all in roles where we're not at that front end side of it, you know? So it's totally different and less of a busy season when it's busy at the retail side of things. But I think, so much of what I've done in the past is like actually starts to really pick up in like June and July where you're, especially here in the garden is seeing how things are performing
Yeah.
that have been recently
Trials,
introduced,
things.
and then seeing how things perform throughout the season, right? Like you can't just go out like June 15th and be like, oh, that's what that thing's going
Right.
to do. You have to see it at the end of June, you got to see it in July, and how the season progresses. And then so much time spent is out visiting gardens and other gardens and
True.
trial sites. So it's kind of like the busyness, your busy season shifts based on what part of the industry you're in.
Yeah, and I would say that I'm a little further we're further back, right, from the crop because it's not the crop that's growing. We're a supply, a vendor, or a
Your
material,
input.
a hard good, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't hard goods is an interesting word, but anyway, we're an input to that process, and so like and also like we sell a retail product that's on shelves at garden centers. So like up until this point, it's like making sure that garden centers have product for their shelves. And like Seth said, part of me does feel a little guilty. Like even recording this, like shout out to two of our listeners, actually, just because Sam at Collier's and Jake at Piedmont, both of you guys have reached out to me several times. I know you guys listen pretty regularly, and all the best and Godspeed this spring, you guys. But for me, this is really a season of preparing for fall and figuring out, okay, what are people seeing this spring? How do we prepare for the next season? Customer wise, like I feel like I'm sure that friends of mine wouldn't say this in the industry, but I feel like a lot of growers and retailers are probably like, I don't want to see you right now. We'll chat at the end of it. Now,
So
my
true.
closest friends would be like, yeah, come on by. But
Yeah.
I'm, they're saying that because they like me, not because they want to talk. How much
Right.
fertilizer can we get in here?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. And I would say, so it goes like, it is pretty busy making sure that people have retail products. Growers still have things. We obviously sell fertilizer for cannabis. That grow season starts now.
Okay.
And so
It's not like a 12-month grow season.
it is for indoor growers, but a lot of like they call it like sun grown.
Yeah.
Is like you think they're growing it outside, like a field crop. So like that's busy all season. And like I don't know, everything's always busy all the time. But right now, a lot of it is kind of strategic. Do we need new products for next year? Making sure, because right now, if we want to launch a new product, I have to have it by Cultivate, and then that way it hits price lists by show season, so that everybody going to a distributor show can see it at like our table and then buy it. So we're finalizing some stuff on that. But then the part that's an every year thing. The part that's just this year is kind of the whole like supply chain crises that are happening, and we've talked about it. But fuel costs. On the way here, gas is $4.35,
which I think is not high. Like I've seen a lot of $5 photos of people in front of a $5 sign.
I remember I used to be able to get a Subway footlong for $5.
Yeah, used to be able to get a McDonald's double cheeseburger for 99 cents. High school gas at Gas USA, which is like a super sketchy gas station where I went to high school, was 99 cents a gallon.
I do remember being like $1, right around the $1.29. Like everyone probably remembers like when they start driving, because it's like your first chance of buying your own gas and stuff, like what that gas price was. For me, it was like $1.19 to $1.39. It was like really expensive. What about you? Do you remember what the price of gas was when you turned 16?
It was
that was just a few years ago, wasn't it?
I mean, to tell you the truth, it wasn't that long ago. But in my lifetime, gas has kind of been stably high, I think is the best way to put it. So, because like I remember seeing like a few years ago when it dipped below $2, and I was like, I've never seen. Because like I started driving when I say I started driving, like really driving like every day, like around 2008. So when like we were in that economy crisis and inflation, and so like I remember being a high school kid and going to the gas station and being like, I'm gonna put in $15 into my Ford Ranger, and that'll cover me for like 4 days, and then I'll scrape up some quarters. I paid in quarters.
Yeah, put $5 in the car before, not recently.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
in fact, smokes was $1.25 in the vending machine when I was in
not that
high
cheap
school.
anymore. It's funny you say that because
I did not smoke. I've never been a smoker.
I don't know why that's funny. I was just thinking about that's back to I've never had In-N-Out fries.
No, I've never eaten. Never.
You've never ordered.
Never ordered.
That's true. So, but the other day
I always eat his.
I put gas on my car, but I only put in like $30 instead of filling it up.
Yeah,
because I was just like, yeah. Well, yeah, my truck it's a 36-gallon tank.
Ooh, bro.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, I don't need that much today.
She had Prius.
Well, I don't know. I'm driving back to Cleveland today from Chicago, and the gas, ain't gonna be cheap. I know that. Thank goodness Ball pays mileage. Thank you. Shout out to Ball.
Well, just don't
mileage
go,
at
just don't,
56 cents or something.
just
now.
don't go
That's
over
pretty high.
55, like whatever like the optimal speed.
Oh, you're right.
is.
My chemistry teacher told me it's like 55 degrees,
Yeah.
55 miles per hour.
Yeah, just only go 55 all the way back to Cleveland, and then you'll like optimize your gas usage.
77. Cruise control set at 77.
What? That's breaking the law.
It's
no,
not.
No speed limits.
I don't think it is.
You
Limits
know-
are suggestions. Hot takes. Limits are suggestions.
We told our driver's ed teacher in high school that, and he looked at us, didn't even dead serious. He goes, because somebody was like, "Well, my mom says like you can go a little bit over," and he looked at us dead serious, and he was like, "You ask your mom if it's okay for you to take a little bit of drugs."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I don't think she's gonna like that.
That's true.
But
my daughter's in driver's ed right now, and she actually suggests like the exact same thing. She's like, well, because like she was kind of speeding a little bit. We're like, hey, and she's like, well, I think it's just a suggestion, right?
No.
Like, no, not when you're 16.
No.
Maybe when you're over
Not till
30.
you've learned.
If you're over 30, it can be a suggestion.
I don't do more than 4 over. That's my limit.
Your car it's like 9 gallons and
It's not. It's pretty efficient. I think I'm at 19.7.
you get like 9 miles a gallon.
Do you drive a Prius?
No, I have a Ford Escape, which is like
That gets good gas mileage.
it's just pretty.
I'm just
gas
wondering with
mileage.
your new sustainability things, or do you have to
get like an electric vehicle
or a Subaru?
Subaru? I don't think I can afford a Subaru, but they look really nice.
They do.
Yeah.
And you get a used one, but then the gas mileage is gonna be low.
Mm.
Now, you need a car that runs on like vegetable oil or
my
compost.
Escape's paid off, and so I'm gonna milk it
so
for
it's
as much as I can.
So it's actually very sustainable for you in your life. All right, moving on. Topic number 2. What do you guys look forward to in spring? And this is like wide open. It could be work, it could be family. And I'll start by saying I enjoy having the windows open in the house. That is the number one thing I look forward to in spring is opening the windows, getting fresh air. People are happier. People are walking around the neighborhood. I can run outside. I can ride my bike outside. Fresh air, I think, is probably my number one spring favorite thing. But I also just like people's attitudes are better. Get a little vitamin D. People are smiling.
Yeah.
Kids are outside a little bit more. They're not being a pain.
Smell of spring is nice.
Yeah, like mulch and fresh air.
Well, you got all the
Water. That's what I like the most. And this is counterintuitive to our industry. My favorite weather is spring.
Oh, like spring rain.
I love rain. I like my ideal climate is 98 degrees, 100% humidity, raining every day.
That's not spring.
I know, but at least I get back to rain.
Because like
See, I like the 90 degrees and I like the humidity, but I don't like the rain.
well, rain in the summer is better than the spring. Sometimes it's really cold in spring.
It's okay. I like the rain.
Cold rain, I don't know. Yeah,
When I'm working alone, I just put on soundtracks of rain.
Wow.
Just laugh out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I listen to music.
I just like rain.
Moving on. This is pretty stereotypical according to Instagram, but I really just like the green grass coming up. Like I find myself just staring out into our lawn because I just like it's like
You're like a lawn person.
This is
Like
so serious.
you care about your landscape.
oh
one of those
no, I'm not. I don't like I'm not a great gardener and we do not have a great lawn. It's been like a work in progress, but I do like being outside and I find myself just longingly looking at the grass. Like I'm just like, oh, it's so green. But then it's like it's a bit uneven. Like it's never like been super taken care of.
Yeah.
Not a lawn guy here.
It's not it's uneven. I've never fixed
No,
it
he's
though.
not.
Yeah.
He's like he's already analyzed it.
It's like a line thing. It
But
has to be perfect.
I say it like every year and Elizabeth's always like, you say this every year, but you don't like
Maybe you're an
So,
aspirational.
it's
lawn guy.
aspirational lawn guy because I'm like because you can go through and like add dirt or soil right to like,
level it out.
level it out. I never do, but I want to. And I see like the patches coming up, and then I'm like looking at like, oh, I should be like raking it like more aggressively because the way it's like a high locust tree.
Yeah.
To get all the leaves.
Yeah,
and
they kind of make a mat.
they make a mat, so then the grass doesn't grow as well. So I'm like, oh, I need to get out there and like do more
Aerate it a little bit.
I broke down and hired a lawn service, not to mow, but like to weed and feed type deal. Like come out and kill. I'm not worried about the
You
feed.
just get a spreader. Like
It's
They
more
don't
so,
they don't do lawn grass.
No, it's more so about because like the fertilizer, that part,
Yeah.
it's the weeds.
it's the weeds and
Yeah,
aerating.
But
and
so
all
I
that.
hired a company called Weed Man.
I've seen those trucks.
Do
That's
you-
a franchise.
Yeah. Do you want to know who recommended them?
Seth Reed.
The
Which I
one
don't know
guy
if I ever
Yeah.
got my discount code for
tried
that.
to.
So
I
if,
gave him his address. I was like, this address. No, we have no record of that.
well, I think it's because they have different like franchises, whatever.
Seth is the guy. He won't admit that he's the lawn dad.
But he
But
is.
whenever I have a lawn question, I call Seth.
Well, it's only because I've lived in this house for 10 years and I've like done it on and off over the years because I'm always like, oh, I should do this, and then I look at the bill, I'm like, I'm not going to do this again. Right. So the yard goes from like decent to crap, and then where you like, oh, I should do it again, so I do it again. So it goes from decent to crap, and so like, but like, yeah, if you have this, the dandelions will take over your yard.
Yeah.
Like, so without,
To your point,
Well, they all come up at once, and then then I just mow them, right? And then I weed and feed, and
but they also like
they shrivel up and die, but then they come back. But you can tell, like, my neighbors have companies that come out and take care of their lawn, and they don't have weeds. I do not. My lawn is garbage too, so. Whenever you don't have grass, the weeds take over. I got 2 dogs. They shred the lawn up. They pee, so there's like brown circles in my lawn right now. It'll grow out. And I grew up like my dad was always like, as long as it's green, it's fine. The dandelion full of moss, doesn't matter. As long as it's green.
I feel like there is like some social pressure though. Like when you look at like people's like green lawn, and then you have a yellow lawn because there's so many dandelions.
That's fine. I judge the other people by different priorities than me.
That's the thing. Is that like I grew up where like in a rural town, semi-rural. It's not like middle of nowhere, but it like I didn't have. It wasn't like a subdivision or a town.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we had our like property as our house. We had grass around our house. But like now, like I live in a subdivision currently. It's loosely a subdivision, but like I'm lawn to lawn, button up. And the guy next to me, he's telling me like he's a lawn dad. He's like, I'm thinking about putting in a PGA grade,
like turf,
like putting green.
Oh,
and I'm like, if you do that, like I know plants, like I have so many weeds in my yard.
They're coming.
Like, I'm gonna make your yard miserable.
Yeah.
So then, like last year, I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to make this guy mad. So like, I gotta get some stuff.
Do you think maybe you played it the wrong way? Because you've been like, hey, I'm gonna ruin your green. Well, but it's really expensive. Like maybe if you help me out,
you could be like on the rough.
But but maybe he could help pay for your lawn service because your lawn service will make his work that he does that much easier.
Getting your neighbor to pay for your lawn service, I mean, that's rough.
I don't know if I'd feel good about that.
I know.
Well, I mean, if the only reason you're doing it is so that way his greens.
I don't know. My next door neighbor took care of his lawn. He was an older gentleman. I took care of his lawn. He had a very nice lawn, and but he died last year. So I'm thinking their lawns. I mean, and his wife still lives there, and they have kids. But he was like 80 plus, 85. But I think his wife's gonna let the lawn go downhill, so mine won't look as good. My neighbor on the other side, Adam, has a pretty nice lawn, but his kids are getting older. They're in a lot of sports, so I feel like his lawn's gonna go downhill a little bit. The guy across from me is a divorce attorney, and he has his clients come and do his lawn.
For the downfall of your neighborhood lawns?
Yeah, so like my lawn will just get progressively better because as others go downhill,
I
live my life.
So I have our youngest is 10, and with yours, like
you should be mowing.
They're in the grass a lot.
Yeah,
but like I just wanted like that spongy grass, that.
Yeah, except for my kids dug a 4-foot hole in the back corner of the yard.
Kids should be digging holes.
But then they tried to put the dirt elsewhere, and I had to explain to my son, like, you're gonna break your ankle. It's gonna be
you're gonna be running through there, just gone, like right in the hole.
They're just trying to help you get the irrigation. If they could do it in a line.
To your point, Seth, I'm not a grass guy necessarily. I respect a good lawn, but I realize that's not my calling. It's not my thing. I'm good at plants to eat, to grow 'em. So like I actually bought some grow lights, and this year I'm starting all my own seeds again. And I left today. I had to water things, put them back in the basement. I got whole 272 trays of tomatoes.
Nice.
And another one of peppers. Peppers are taking a little longer than I'd like to germinate, but my tomatoes are all up. So
are they like actual grow LEDs, or are they just like?
Yeah. I bought them on Amazon, but it was like $20, and it gave me like 6 strip lights, and then they're cheap. Like I was just trying to like
get something.
I literally taped them to the underside of an old entertainment console, like one of those like TV stands.
Yeah.
And then I put the stuff under there.
That's
by
smart.
trays, because I was like, I'm only gonna do 372 trays is gonna be a lot of plants.
Yep.
And some things like I'll direct so like cucurbits, which is squash and cucumbers for you guys.
I know
what
that.
it is. I can even spell it. No, that's cool. Well, I start beans and peas. Not yet, obviously, but I will start beans and peas in a plug tray.
Interesting.
Then transplant them in.
Direct cell.
I don't know. It's kind of fun. I don't know. I just always have. I don't have a good answer for that now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You could just pop them right in.
Yeah. I do beans.
Then we do lettuce. I do lettuce in bowls, and I used to have a raised bed for lettuce, but now I don't because the raised bed rotted and fell apart.
Well, spinach. Do you spinach?
No, I do kale. Kale and just Burby iceberg.
Spinach is like way healthier than lettuce.
I know, but I like
my raised beds
no one in my house would eat it but me.
started to rot because I used when we bought the house 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wood was expensive.
So you just use untreated.
I used untreated common board.
Oh, wow.
And I stained it. Used a Wagner spray stainer, and then
so it held it out for a little bit.
Yeah. But then it started to rot, and I was like, So last year I went and instead of like replacing it, I just built like a skeleton around the bed
to hold this rotting particle board in.
Yeah. So now they look really nice, but if you go in and look in and inside, there's a ton of just rotted. But it looks good from the outside.
Yeah, but you know what the nice thing? I
compost.
I built I was
stained.
I have a framed
compost with stained.
Stained, great band.
Yeah, framed.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go. I like that. I have a framed in a framed in bed, but not raised bed with chicken wire. You keep that because we always had a lot of rabbits. But I just also use regular wood, thinking that in like 3 to 5 years, once it starts to rot, like I'm probably going to want to do something different.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably going to make a bunch of mistakes.
It's still there.
It's still there. Like I've gone like 3 or 4 years out of like just regular wood.
Yeah.
We use treated for just around our vegetable garden.
And that's why everybody asks me.
And welded galvanized wire. So it's
is everything going to ask
everybody
you?
always asks me, like, is it safe? Because I use ground contact for my new beds.
Okay.
But the way I look at it is I have this old wood. That's my barrier. I don't know. I'm not.
You should use fire.
Fire treated?
Fire treated.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not too worried about the chemicals leaching in. I'm sure that it does to some extent for anybody listening. I'm sure it does. But like, I don't know, me eating a carrot or something out of that bed, I'll be all right.
It's going to be healthier than what you're getting at the store anyways. And the kids, I don't know, kids need a little bit of that in their lives.
We've already had lots of things.
So anything else?
Speaking of chemicals, let's discuss.
This is a discussion we were going to have.
You can't see it if you're just
Speaking
listening.
of elephants, like peanuts, circus peanuts.
Yes.
I don't want one.
Why are you going to eat it?
Circus peanuts, candy.
Why won't you eat it?
For a second, I thought you were holding it up to a microphone.
How
can they hear the circus peanut? Oh.
Will you like throw up? Eat it?
No. I just think this is disgusting. It is absolutely just disgusting candy. It has like a hint of banana, which I like banana flavor, but not enough. It tastes like wax to me.
Kind of reminds me of like eating like a toy.
Yeah, right.
We were talking about
like chewing on a pen cap or something?
Chewing on like you're eating a stress ball.
Oh, speaking of which, at Spring Trials, there was a display of a new pet koa called citrine, and they had a bunch of stress balls in the shapes of like oranges and grapefruits and lemons. And I thought it'd be funny on camera if I picked one up and took a bite out of it, thinking that it was going to be like more solid than it was. But I ended up with a mouthful of styrofoam foam. It wasn't good. Speaking of, so you guys like these?
Yeah. The flavor's great.
Tastes like childhood.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's like.
I wish I had discovered them earlier. Like eating. I had my first one today.
Yeah. I said to Mason, I'm like, you ever had one of these? He's like, no. And he takes a bite and he goes, whoa. And then he took 2 more out of the container. Been a discussion at Ball Publishing.
You've never had
most
one?
people.
I never had circus peanut. And I wish that I would have had them earlier in life because now I know that like that's all sugar and it's bad for me.
Right.
But if I had one as a kid, I'd have ate that whole jar.
I ate a jar this size of gummy worms over the course of the last 3 days.
What was the decision at Ball Publishing? Were they like?
They're terrible.
Delicious.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
like
absolutely gross. Nessa likes them, the designer.
So
what
audience.
is in here?
So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do a poll. So I'm going to do a poll.
Yeah, it smells like
people
there's fertilizer.
Circus peanuts or not.
How long have they been? Is this
They're
from
fresh.
a few years ago?
No, they're fresh.
The vase smells like there was.
Smell the jar. Smell inside of it. right?
You
And I-
mulch?
Yeah, it does smell like maybe there was
see, so
Is it a media
like
sample?
mulch or Osmocote or something.
that's why. Oh, great!
Awesome.
Fall publishing just killed me.
Spoma. I'm shouting out all of your competitors here.
I didn't even realize. But
Doesn't smell like Jack's because Jack's smells like victory.
that's right. There you go.
Doesn't it taste good? Typically, if you eat it.
You should not. I cannot. This is a public forum. I cannot even joke about that. No, you should not. No, I will say this: the circus peanuts. I'm curious for the audience's
It's
take
not good.
because they're. You did eat one.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed. It's just kind of gross.
Do you not like the flavor or the texture?
Well, I don't mind textures. I can eat any texture.
Both are appealing to me.
The texture reminds me of
I would throw it on
sand.
maybe.
Ah,
right? Don't eat connect sandy.
all right. There might be something to this because, like, as a kid, did you ever look at Play-Doh and be like,
I ate Play-Doh as a
"Dang,
kid.
that looks good"?
Oh, yeah.
This tastes better than Play-Doh.
Oh, it tastes better than
Play-Doh
Play-Doh.
is really salty, I think.
Yeah, but the problem is that
Don't
like,
eat Play-Doh either.
but it's safe. You just shouldn't do it. But the problem is that Play-Doh smells delicious.
It does. I mean, it's like dough.
No, it has like a. All right. I always told people this, and
I'm
they
starting
thought
to
it was
like
crazy.
This is crazy. I ate two yesterday and thought they looked gross, and I aren't so bad.
So this is crazy. Play-Doh. I'm sorry. Rockstar energy drinks.
Okay.
Taste how Play-Doh's. That's what people are always like.
Okay.
My first 2 years I worked at Ball.
Yeah.
I came in every morning with a Rockstar.
Yeah, you did.
And people would always be
your
like,
word,
"Why did you?"
Rockstar.
People would always be like, "Why do you like Rockstar?" And I was like, "It tastes like Play-Doh smells." So
Interesting.
Well,
I think that if there's any like psychologists listening to this, they got a heavy dose of things
Do
to.
you think
probably.
Do you think psychologists listen to this? Like,
That's a company.
all right.
Spangler
Oh.
Candy Company.
All right. If anybody else likes circus peanuts, tell us.
We need to
in the
know in the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely ask about this. I think that's good. And
Sorry.
we started. So I gotta. I'm
Spring,
talking
circus
about
peanuts.
spring circus peanuts.
was this a rabbit hole?
A little bit of a rabbit hole, but I do think we should talk about our yards and gardens because when we did start getting into it a little bit with the vegetable side and Seth's lawn, but my wife spent 4 or 5 hours last weekend trimming all of the shrubs in front of our house. And the house looks like a new house now, and I'm very proud of it, the way it looks. There's a lot that I need to do in the yard this year. Things are getting overgrown.
Did she give a list? Did she give you a list?
No, but we did do the walk where she's like, I think we should replace these. And I'm like,
The giant,
replace that, like
giant shrubs.
giant, like overgrown boxwoods. I'm like, I don't know, but I feel like if I tear them out, then I got to like start from scratch and it's going to look really ugly for a while. It just looks like a lot of work.
I tore out 3.
And I'm not opposed to the work. I don't know, but I do. Yeah. I like simple gardening. I do not go overboard, and we have replaced a lot of shrubs and stuff over the years, but yeah, things are starting to get overgrown. So I feel like, and so I was thinking about this, like, and that's me who works in the industry. Like, what about my neighbors? Like, what do they think? Like, it seems overwhelming. Like yards, and I don't live in a big house. I live in a subdivision. Like, but the yard always seems overwhelming to me.
I think some people don't. I think it's like a rinse and repeat thing. Like they're like, I have 3 shrubs. I mulch this part, and there's like 4 plants there's 4 daylilies that come up in the mulch every year, and like they don't worry about it. They don't touch it. They just get their sense of gardening in their front bed is they get mulch.
But their spouse doesn't walk around and say,
I guarantee. I bet that has to do with who you are more than because I'm gonna guess that if you were like, I'm a genius mathematician that works in a laboratory, that Jenny's and I will walk around the yard and be like, let's talk about the plants.
You know what also is driving some of this? We're going to have a graduation party at our yard this year.
All right. You didn't mention that part.
And a 50th birthday party at our yard this year.
mention
But I will say that I don't know that is instigating a lot of this. A little bit, probably. But
yeah, it is.
Well, some like your mother relationship. She's like, oh, this looks kind of ugly, Bill. You know?
So
I mean, so you're going to have to kind of compare.
Did we just glitch?
You go.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. The only time that we ever mulched my yard growing up, ever, was when I had my graduation
party.
Because it was just like we were too busy working in the greenhouse to do it in our yard.
The industry thing. I feel like our yard, you know, like when people find out that I'm a horticulturist, through Elizabeth, they're like, "Oh, what's your husband do?" And he's a horticulturist. People are like, "Oh, do you guys have a really nice yard?
Yeah.
And Elizabeth's like, no, we don't. Like, because like the season is always so busy. Like, you know, like for me, for the last 15 years, traveled so much.
Yeah.
So to come home and then do a bunch of stuff in the yard instead of hanging out with the kids was not like the first thing. So I feel like it's most important, like you said, like you never did the mulch because
some greenhouse owners, like you go to the greenhouse, and these are smaller, mid-sized greenhouses where the owner lives like on site. You pull up the house and it is freaking amazing.
well, it's gotta
Like,
be. It's the advertising.
It's
Like
stunning. Or you get the opposite.
We were the opposite.
Where they're
We were the
like,
opposite.
yeah, that's my house over there. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't look at it because I have like one half
don't
that
go in
hanging
there.
basket.
I have only sleep in there.
one of these scenarios really believed in dirt walkways.
Seth hasn't stopped shaming me since I met
I
him.
say I don't know what this is about.
So at we were not a garden center. We were a retail greenhouse.
Right.
And I'm gonna maybe this is my new push in the industry is to segregate the two. Like we have
Okay.
to think about it differently.
Yeah.
We only sold plants. And then sometimes my dad would find shepherd's hooks like at an auction and be like, hey, we gotta sell these 50 shepherd's hooks. But we only sold plants. So like
Shepherd hooks have gotten really cheap.
yeah, well
The shepherd hooks you get now are garbage compared
Well,
to
they're
the real
fall.
ones. Anyway,
They-
sorry,
But-
tangent.
so I'm also just not a fan of them. But like you're just like, let me put this
Maybe I
just
just buy a
metal
cheap one.
metal rod out in my yard.
No, just put in the middle of the yard with a hanging basket. It was great.
We just
They should do that.
use them for hummingbird feeders at this point.
I
And there
love
must
the
be a
ones-
story behind this. Also.
No,
Tell me about
that's
the,
like
the
that's,
dirt
no,
path.
but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is
Yeah.
Some people like just take the metal rod, and I love the ones that just
Mm.
it's the little hook,
Yeah.
and then at the top there's a heart, and it just says mom.
Yeah,
That's essentially the heart mom tattoo for
that's a
your
tattoo. And they put like the $8.99 Walmart basket
Yeah.
on there.
Oh yeah, brother.
It just sits there and
Yeah.
cooks all summer long.
Bake your
And
basket.
you're like, wow, it's
But-
like a seed petunia just smoked.
So Seth, riding in the car, we always would talk about like experiences, kind of like we do on this podcast. And I tell him, was like, we went in a garden center one time, and I was
probably like, oh, it's such a nice garden center. They got the wide aisles, you know.
and I was like, yeah, I was like,
concrete.
we had concrete in one greenhouse, like the main greenhouse, but the rest was like dirt and gravel floors.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't push a cart,
and Seth was like, you're an abomination.
right?
And I was like, what? I'm like,
Well, just in shopability, but I'm sure the plants look really good.
sold a ton of plants out of that greenhouse.
Well, yeah.
But that's the thing. A lot of our benches were pallets. It was 8-foot pallets
On cinder blocks.
on cinder blocks.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember one
We
time
did
I-
pallets on cinder blocks at the garden.
That was always my like get mad thing.
Mm.
Is that I had this weird trick where I could I knew where to punch on a cinder block.
Right?
It would shatter. And so I'd be like, "Rah!" And I'd hit it in this one spot and then it would just crumble. And then people would be like, wow, he's real mad.
Yeah.
And I kind of let
Can
him
you
think
still
that.
do that? Do you know? where
No,
that's
I bought cinder. Maybe they changed how cinder blocks.
I was going to say cinder blocks are probably made differently now.
So I bought cinder blocks to do some painting in my house.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day.
Oh, you told us about it.
So yeah, so I built this light, but I bought
Yeah.
it, and I was out in the garage the other day, and I realized I had 2 extra cinder
Yeah. And you were
blocks.
like, see, I can still.
I hurt my hand.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet.
So no, my
Bet.
cinder block punching days are over. But yeah, Seth has not let it down that I used to be okay with dirt floors. Like it doesn't bother me.
Me neither. I would shop at a place with dirt floors.
Yeah, but hey, here's a question.
Nah,
Maybe
it doesn't matter to me.
Because then,
Like in my head, if they have dirt floors in the greenhouses, the plants
are better. Plants are better.
I was just thinking, like, also shopability having kids, right? Like, if you bring your kids and it's all muddy,
They love
like
it.
you can, yeah, I guess. But then, like, getting them back in the car and they're all muddy, like, we can step over the puddle and
taking
then
kids
the
to the garden center is idealistic.
Yeah,
You can do it maybe once a year,
yeah.
but every other time, no. Going to the garden centers for me is a seek and destroy mission.
Depends on
I'm gonna go to the gardens. I'm gonna spend a lot of money, but I'm gonna be like, when the girls were little,
It depends on the age. Once you get to 10 years old, I don't think it would be a problem. But
bringing them. Like,
taking 2 toddlers to a garden center, we did that at Christmas.
did it for
Mm.
a lot of years. The pictures still show up on Facebook, and nobody looks happy. Nobody
Like,
looks happy.
My kids were
There's a lot of
happy.
plants in the cart.
oh, well, congratulations
But
on that.
it was Christmas. The kids were happy.
Oh, yeah,
I was
that's-
just like, hey,
yeah.
whoa,
I'm talking spring.
Yeah.
We're talking about spring.
Uh,
all right,
so-
sorry, Christmas.
What else? So
was-
what's on your list of projects for your yard?
I mean,
this
so
year?
with the mulching, though, I do like putting mulch because it does,
Yeah.
it cleans up the garden, but you have to
Looks
also
great.
go through and do a nice new edge.
Yes.
You know, so that way it's like super clean.
Yep. You got to trench
along.
Anytime
throw
you
the
do
mulch
that, it
on.
looks good.
Yeah, like,
I don't know, but I only mulch every 3 years.
Yeah, about the same. Like every
every year.
With bags, or do you get it delivered?
Bags.
The second.
I'm doing like talking 7 yards, dumped in the driveway, doing every bag, thick.
I just cover over the old mulch.
Yeah.
So
we can
yeah.
But I'm also not a replace plants guy. I buy plants every year.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep putting them in the
same
spots.
Okay. See, I don't know. My perennial garden.
And I tell Alex my taste is eclectic.
Which just means you'll buy anything for cheap and throw it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And the whole back of our house is perennials now. And when we had our patio done, that was 7-8 years ago, that was kind of my goal. And I just had our landscaper who did the patio just make me a long bed across the whole back of the house. And I just been filling it with perennials. It's an eclectic mix. It's called Samples. Shout out to Darwin and Dooman sending me perennials the last few years. But it's looking beautiful. Echinacea, beautiful.
I'm really pumped that my tulips.
It's going to look nice for the graduation party.
My tulips all came up that I planted. First year of planting bulbs last fall. We talked about that on the podcast. Yeah. They're all coming up.
That's cool. And it probably looks awesome.
And we're not flowering yet,
okay,
but they will. They're up. Yeah.
Have you seen the where it's like it being like a woodland area?
There's a house in
it's a Scilla, SCI.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do. I've always kind of wanted to put that like in my yard, so that it'd be like the first thing that comes up.
Oh my god!
Before the lawn,
because
you have to go to Elgin, downtown Elgin.
So don't crocus. Don't people do that with crocus?
Yeah, crocus similar. Yeah,
there is a house in downtown Elgin. Their entire yard is blue. It is just blue.
And it will be for like 3 weeks.
We need to do that. And I was like, because then she was like, the yard is blue, and I was like, my first question, of course, was like, is it blue or is it horticultural?
Yeah. Someone said there was a car out front of Jeep. Yesterday it was blue.
Yeah.
It's a purple Jeep and the license plate was blue.
It's Logan.
Love it.
Well,
that's awesome. That's
pretty funny. It's like definitely a hort and stuff. People are
probably blue license
driving behind him. Car, like, what does that mean?
I like that, by the way.
Yeah.
That's clever.
But yeah, the bulbs are fun, exciting having them come up.
Do you have bulbs?
I got some bulbs. I planted some daffodils last year and those came up, but I didn't want to do these like solar.
When do you plant bulbs? In fall?
Like October.
That's what I figured. I mean,
it's
kind
of like I think it's also still somewhat forgotten. I think there's so many people that see them in the spring, like, oh, I want these, and they go and they're looking for the spring bulbs. And by the time fall comes around, they kind of forget, and they don't even know that they're supposed to.
Yeah,
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
So what's on your gardening radar this year?
I have some work to do. Like, we're coming off of the 15 years of travel. There's been lots of stuff that's been neglected. But we have some beds that have been needing some work. Like on the side of the house is just like miscellaneous stuff. So I need to like make the bed and then put in some shrub. And so also in like the back, it just needs to be cleaned up. But I kind of lack bed space.
Yeah.
So I have. From when I was doing Darwin, I had access to a lot of plants, but it's just very mixed mash and doesn't have order. And I feel like, there's different schools of thought out there for landscaping, but I do like some order. And I think sometimes it fits better within our neighborhood and it just needs some help.
So are you going into it with a plan this year? Or are you just gonna?
I have a loose plan, like in my head, like I have so we have this area that I think would benefit because a lot of your newer roses, they bloom almost like most of the summer, and so it's not the hybrid teas or anything.
Right. No, it's not.
Knockouts and like those. So I do want to put some roses on the side, or maybe even like that white Gila. Those are kind of cool.
Yeah. We planted 3 last year.
Yeah. So we had sections like they tell you in landscaping, like the whole base of the house.
Yeah.
You're supposed to cover that up with shrubs because it softens the angles and stuff, which makes it look a lot better. My house has a lot of those bare areas. So it's kind of you look and you're like, but I just haven't taken the time or apply our funds elsewhere.
Exactly.
So
because they're not cheap. Shrubs are not cheap.
No, you're going to
go and you can drop $1,000 on shrubs.
Oh, you're to do the side of the house. It's probably at least $300 in shrubs.
At least.
So it's like every year I'm like, I'm going to do it this year. And then I go and I'm like, I 1, 2 maybe. Cause I'm just like, we're doing a fidget, man.
So, admittedly, last year I had scored 3 nice hydrangea bushes from my parents.
Oh yeah, you said you picked them up. You were like, "We're taking those."
We'll take it.
You dug them up?
What?
You dug them up from the parents?
No, they had them because they
They're
While they're
flipping 'em.
not doing the garden center, they now have another greenhouse.
Do they have any roses sitting around?
Yeah.
Yes, and like those knockout.
I've been bringing
flower
knockouts
ones.
back from customer day for years. We have and they're starting to actually cycle where they're like dying off, and I've got to replace.
I brought back. I planted one knockout, and I don't know if it's coming back.
Yeah,
because
they're kind of finicky. They're a little bit finicky because they either get eaten, they get disease, they let them get disease still, or it's just a freeze thaw. Like I feel like kind of hit or miss with roses for me.
I have one,
and some have been drifts, some have been knockouts. I mean, I love them.
Yeah,
and most of them take, and the ones that took and survived the first couple of years are big and beautiful.
I have an old school weird rose.
Okay.
It's like, I want to say it's like Mother of 1,000 or something. It has basically the flower, it has a ton of flowers, and then they as they decay, they change shades of red and pink. So it looks like there's tons of different colors.
Yeah.
And it kind of is like a rugosa leaf. That rose bush will survive forever.
It's going to be there forever.
And you want to know what the other rose bush that has made it for 4 years, and I've had no problem with it, other than the first year it got eaten to the ground and it came back through. I bought Alex a Valentine's rose.
Like a potted rose?
And then
I think those are hardy, a lot of them.
I threw it out into the garden, and every year that thing comes right back.
It's like my mother-in-law with potted hydrangeas that she put out in the yard that ended up living there for years until we finally ripped them out and put in endless summers.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like you, vegetable gardening is like, I'm not great at it, but like every year I'm like learning and doing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I want to figure out how to do my squash differently. Like squash just takes up like the whole garden.
I just have a whole section.
I've seen things where like they like try to go upwards with the squash.
You need a good trellis, like
Alex got me these like sling things.
Sling.
So basically, like once it sends out fruit,
like a squash hammock.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Squash hammock.
I've seen those.
I'm not gonna
see those.
Mason Day sponsored by Squash Hammock.
SquashHammock.com.
Don't Google that.
Instagram at Squash Hammock. But no, I've seen those. Yeah.
So, but I'll have to build new trellises because last year not only did I break the plants, but I broke my trellises. But I'm pretty pumped about that. I got 7 different kinds of berries coming back. I planted asparagus that should be coming back. I have an entire bed of garlic that is up and sprouted. So
I started doing garlic a couple years ago because there's a guy at church who's like the garlic guy, and he's an older guy.
The clothes.
Yeah, but he's like, every time I see him, so how's the garlic? And I totally did, and I didn't do it last year, so I'm kind of like.
So when you bet's coming up right now.
Yeah.
So you plant them in the fall instead.
Yes.
If you plant them in the spring, it's
not the right time.
Really.
So it goes fall to fall.
So I didn't do it last year, so I don't have them this fall. I'm kind of bummed.
You plant your cloves in the fall, and they kind of like sprout in the fall and winter, and then like it grows all spring. And then the best part of it is you got to harvest the scapes, the garlic scapes. It's my favorite part. And then in the fall,
you use them like you would green onions, or
it's a different thing.
Right.
It's great. It's what the really good is. I like to take 50-50 asparagus scapes and kind of do it in a foil pack on the grill.
Oh yeah.
So with some butter and some lemon.
Do with all of our peppers, foil pack on the grill.
Oh,
all peppers, it's the best.
I bought recently. I stopped doing the foil pack. I got one of those like grill like pans.
Oh yeah,
it's like basically
and it closes. Yeah,
no, the mine doesn't close. It's just a perforated like bowl that sits on the grill.
Yeah,
and then I put the peppers right in it. That's how I do shishitos.
It's like a pepper hammock.
Yes,
for the grill. I like that.
You got hammocks for all my vegetables.
You do. All right. So bottom line is we all got a lot of work to do in our yards this year. Listeners, if you have any suggestions or want to send people over to help us, I think a lot of help is needed here on the GH Squad. Graduation party coming up in a month. Birthday party coming up in June.
Real quick though, like with all the work that we have to do, I think also we just have to always remind people that like gardening and lands, like all of it is just like it's fun, but it's also like a journey. Like I feel like a lot of people are like,
can't do it all in a year.
I did it one year and I'm not very good at it. But I've been in horticulture for like 20 years. I'm like, every year I'm like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done it that way. Right. Like,
but people aren't good. This is a bigger discussion for another day.
So like, I'm gonna bring this up right at the end.
People aren't good at long-term things anymore. Like we live in an instant gratification society.
That's fair.
I mean, people aren't. Yeah, everyone just wants to in a year, I want my lawn, I want my yard to look like that, and you're like, no,
it's not even in the yard, which is wild. So, minor side note: we talk about video games a lot here. I saw a video recently for a video game that is really popular right now. And then like people like in the video we're talking about, they're like, oh yeah, it says it takes a day to complete. You just have to go in and adjust your settings and move it forward a calendar day so that it happens. And so I'm like, you
Wow.
can't wait a day for this thing to
Yeah.
like build in game. You're setting it forward a calendar day and just speeding through and like doing this. And it's just like,
I don't know.
it reminds me of the movie Click, where like you can fast forward. It's like if that was like a real thing, like people would be in serious trouble.
Yeah, we can talk about long-term things. Maybe that's a future episode. I also nailed down a guest. We do have a guest. So I got a couple different topics that we can do here in the future. One is flower shows. So I nailed down a guest who went to the Philly Flower Show for the first time this year. Then my other idea for a topic, which I was going to bring up toward the end, is AI, because I think that we've just been talking about how hands-on our industry is, and like digging in the dirt and dirt floors in your garden center or greenhouse. Retail greenhouse, sorry. But I do think we need to talk about AI because it comes up in every conversation. And
AI is the answer.
it's probably, well, yes. Allen Iverson is the answer. My favorite basketball player of all time. But yeah, so AI is going to be a future topic as well.
Love it.
Maybe we can wait till we get back to a virtual discussion when we're not here in person.
We should try to do it as an AI avatar.
That's true. Or we could ask the questions that we want to discuss to AI first. And then it could be AI answers and then our answers.
Well, and then also like for the viewers or listeners, if they have specific questions about or quandaries.
Just ask AI.
Like how AI could be used for our industry.
It's true.
I started using it a lot more lately, and not just for like making images, other things.
Me too.
Well, that's why your text messages have gotten a lot better.
My texts to you have been AI for 12 years.
So anyways, yes, some future topics there, but let's real quick before we close here, do a couple shout outs and hot takes. I want to give a shout out to the Ball Publishing team. I spent yesterday doing some team building activities, which when we say team building, like everyone assumes it's like, let's get together and figure out how to solve a problem. No, we played putt-putt. So it was a competitive team building, which I think flies in the face of team building, but it was fun. But we were sitting down at lunch yesterday and we had 11 people at the table, the full team, and you're trying to figure out a total, like the average number of years that team has been working for Ball, and keeping in mind that one person has been there a week and one person has only been full-time for 4 years. So 11 people, and we averaged 17 and a half years tenure with Ball, which is crazy to me. So shout out to the Ball Publishing team for all those years of dedication.
Great
shout outs.
Do you have any? Oh, yeah. Oh, shout out specifically. No, I have more of a hot take.
All right, cool.
Shout out. Oh man, I had it and I lost it. It's the new bagel place down the street from me.
What's it called?
That's what I lost. And yeah, great bagel place off of 20 in Nestler.
See, we were going to try to rope them in as a sponsor, but now we can't.
But they're a cottage bakery that bought their own place.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to them. Alex said they loved it. The kids loved it. So
what's your favorite kind of bagel?
I'm a savory bagel. I can't stand any kind of sweet bagels.
Big Apple, perhaps?
That's not it.
You don't like them either?
No. Shout out to Big Apple Bagel. That's our go-to bagel place. This new bagel place is new. Big Apple Bagel is a phenomenal place to go.
So you're like moving your business from Big Apple then?
Big Apple Bagel is like a 25-minute drive for me. We go to Big Apple Bagel after swim class, which I told you I went to the pool last week. We went to Big Apple Bagel after we went to the pool. I got a Roma Italian on cheddar.
That sounds good. That does sound good.
Yeah, Alex got a an upgraded ham and cheese on an egg bagel, and then Daphne, because she just likes pink, got strawberry bagel, strawberry cream cheese. Sammy got blueberry bagel and plain cream cheese.
I do like the
he's just
like these, like the ones like at Panera. It's like cinnamon sugar. It's like a cinnamon bagel.
I don't want
Corey's.
No, I don't. It's so new. You're not gonna find it. Hot take: Panera is not worth the money. Effort.
I don't think that's a hot take anymore because Panera's was torn apart for the last few years. For
they're
smaller. I don't mind.
Switches get smaller and they're charging more.
I mean, Panera's fine. It is what it is. It's just sort of mass produced food. All right. Shout out to the unnamed bagel place in Elgin.
Yeah.
For sure. If we figure out the name, we'll share it with you.
Put in the show notes, as they say.
There we go. Show notes. All right. Hot takes.
All right. So my hot take, I'm going back to episode 10. You weren't there for that. I was talking about the enjoyment survey, right? So I was, in that episode, we were talking about getting more young people into horticulture and how a lot of parents are a little nervous about horticulture because like there was like all of those like newspaper surveys or whatever about horticulture being like a low paid industry. So I was like, oh, we should do like an enjoyment survey because I just feel like we're a happier industry, right? So like as a parent, right, like you want your kids to be happy, like do something they love, right? They could do something that just makes a ton of money, but they might be super depressed in their life, as I do. So I was in an industry conversation earlier this week, and I kind of brought up the same sort of topic, but I called it a happiness survey because I forgot what I said before.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, right. Which I kind of like. So my hot take is that I think we are the happiest industry because I was someone in that conversation. She had been in a previous kind of adjacent industry, and because I was like, am I just biased? Because I only worked in horticulture for the most part, right? Like, am I just biased? She's like, no, because after being in both industries, like there are the other industries where people like go to trade shows or conferences where like they don't care, they don't want to be there, they're unhappy. Where she's like, but like interacting with this industry, like pretty much everyone's super jazzed.
Do I know this person?
No, you don't. Oh. No, but so I just
wish I did.
What would be interesting if we were talking like if we did some sort of happiness survey with the industry, right? Just to kind of say like even like throughout the year, because seasonality might impact it. But like you take our like the hardest like spring season, like I bet you like people in horticulture
are still
happier than like the busy. I'm thinking about accountants. Like going to accounting, you're going to make way more money potentially. Maybe not, but well, that's what people sell you, right? People get your CPA, you make more money coming out of college. But I bet you like the first 5 years of being in horticulture is going to be more enjoyable and more happy than your first 5 years of being an accountant, or maybe even longer. Yeah, that sounds awful. But anyways, that's my hot take. Is I think that we're the happiest industry, and we should talk about that more often. So that way, like if everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know about horticulture," what people are happy. Like everyone's happy being in this industry. So if you want a kid to be long, healthy life where they're like, happy about what they do, put them in horticulture.
Yeah. I think you could go, I mean, happiest, healthiest. Yeah. I don't know. I'm on board with that. I think that's a good hot take, and it's a good challenge for us.
Hot take. Semi-fogged windows are more distracting than transparent and fogged windows.
That is true. And that's because we're looking at them right now. There's your semi-fogged window. And every time someone walks past, we only see them from the shoulders. See, there's a person.
We don't have to blur their face because it's blurred.
Yep. We can only see them from the shoulders down.
My first instinct isn't like, oh, I can't see them. Whatever. It is to look underneath to see if I can see who it is. Yep. And I would think the same.
You haven't worked here in years, so you don't know who they are.
You don't even know who they are.
But
So I think this is more distracting than just having them purely fogged.
Especially shower doors in public places.
I don't think. Wait, what?
They're just distracting. You want to look out. You want to see the world while you're showering.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna go there.
My only hot take is that it is way too easy to complain these days, and it's annoying to me.
But we're the happiest industry.
Yeah, but I don't know. If people over communicate and they over communicate negativity, and it really bugs me. Some people are like, this isn't good, and you're like, yeah, but it's actually not bad at all, and your life is great.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just talking to someone about that this morning. People were over communicating with them about a very minor issue. And I was like, yeah, in the grand scheme, it is great. And everyone's doing great.
Free.
All right. Like I said, that's it. Episode 19. I feel like it's going to be a letdown next week when we're back in our little virtual boxes on the screen.
Well, we'll have our AI avatars, right?
That's a good point.
Like,
yeah.
We just pick a character and that'll be.
Yeah. I'm just going to show up and tell you guys it's an AI avatar. Be like, it's
You're going to wear a costume? Won't you wear a costume?
Buzz Lightyear? I wore that
for Halloween episode. We'll all wear costumes.
I wore Buzz Lightyear for bedtime one of the days this week.
Nice.
Sammy was wearing Woody pajamas, so I have a Buzz Lightyear costume. I wear probably once a month, and I put it up.
I like it
to do bedtime.
I like it.
I thought you'd be like Little Bo Peep.
That's weird.
That's a little weird, but I can picture it
with the from the Toy Story.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I thought that would be.
I'll have to send you.
There's that movie where he's like, "Do you want me to dress up as Little Bo Peep?" Oh, it's from Fletch, which is a movie you guys probably haven't seen, but it's one of the greatest movies of all time. To our listeners, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As I keep repeating, we want to connect with you. We did get a comment actually on Spotify from a listener this is a few episodes ago, who was disappointed that when you went in to read to Sammy's class. You didn't read any books about plants. You read 2 books about bears.
As soon as I left, I was disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you're like, I should have brought a plant book.
I was more so nervous about catering to the audience versus like bringing in an agenda.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, that says something about me. I'm never out there with
Giver.
bringing in an agenda.
Yeah.
But
Never.
crowd
Never at
pleaser.
all. No agenda. No agenda.
Not
No
once.
agenda. That's so awesome. But yeah, throw out some ideas, throw out some topics. We will discuss them. You can watch us on YouTube or Spotify. You can listen on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music, although nobody listens on Amazon Music.
My mom does.
Yes, sorry. This day. I'm glad that you're listening on Amazon Music. Our best way to get in touch, Instagram at GH Squad Pod. Reach out to us individually. Subscribe, follow, tell your friends, be a friend, tell a friend. Yeah. It's been real. Gentlemen, awesome. It's been the GH Squad right there. New logo. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys.
Later.